Hi. I know I've dwelt quite a lot on festivals, but on balance, they remain the key route to platforming and selling your movie. So I feel it's time well spent. Entering your film into festivals can be a surprisingly draining journey. As filmmakers, we pour everything we have into bringing our vision to reality, and then by putting them into festivals, rejection and judgment loom large. The stakes laid bare. Did what we sweated over stand up to scrutiny? Will it get past the gatekeepers? Will it have a life beyond your own laptop? Receiving the congratulatory email from a festival is a truly amazing feeling, perfectly countered by the one that contains the unfortunately. Know that you aren't going to get into everything you try for. Just really pick your punches, as outlined before. But before that, in making your film, just ensure that the way you think about your film, the way you conceptualize it, and the way you execute and create it is original, has energy, has springs and surprises whilst remaining true to your characters. Make your audience laugh, cry, wonder, anticipate. That is what the festivals are all looking for, and their bar is pretty high. They have to entertain their audiences. They need to sell their tickets too. So whilst not getting into festivals doesn't mean that your film is a failure, getting in doesn't mean your film is great. What you can do though is maximise your chances of your film getting accepted. Do you have something to say? Film festivals aren't the place for mindless entertainment in the main, or a showcase of production value. Festivals are looking to include films that just manage that bit more, because festival audiences are in the main engaged and cinephiles, rather than mainstream moviegoers. It makes sense, therefore, to find your voice and have something interesting to say. It doesn't have to be important to everyone, but it does need to be important to you and then get it successfully translated onto the screen. If you're not evoking some sort of emotional response from the audience, your film probably isn't personal enough, or possibly isn't working on some level. The film you really don't want is for your film to be forgettable and lukewarm. Even if a festival judge hates your film, if you've successfully made them feel, even if it's a negative emotion, then you've moved them. No matter how harsh criticism may feel, nothing can top the feeling of someone actually connecting with your film on some level or another. And also, witnessing that feeling, that energy during a screening. Saying something personal with your movie puts you in a vulnerable position, opening you up potentially to hurt, but it also comes with the potential for great reward. In life, there is no gain without risk, and art is grounded in vulnerability and expression, of exploring the deeper human experience. As a novice filmmaker, I'd also ask you to really consider the film length. The moment you stray over 100 minutes, you run into trouble with the festival circuit, and you also run into trouble with the distributors. Festivals have to schedule any number of films in an infinite number of slots. So if you run long, you're encroaching on their ability to schedule. Likewise, distribution knows how hard it is to get a movie into a cinema. So the moment you start going over the standard 90, 100 minutes, you're encroaching on the ability for an exhibitor to maximise their screening opportunities. You're going to run into trouble. I'd really advise 90 minutes as your goal. It's one thing if you're an established filmmaker, but quite another if you're not. Don't give anyone a reason to say no. If you can, enter a lot of festivals and enter them early. The sooner you get in, the sooner you get your film seen by the panel, and if they like it, then it's got a slot, at least until something comes along to oust it. You're also not competing with the last minute scramble that they experience when everyone submits on the final day, making it far harder to stand out. Keep in mind that places like Sundance accept less than 1% of all short film submissions, but the scrap for feature places, although strong, is markedly less fierce. Smaller festivals though might still just give you a greater chance, firstly of being accepted and then of taking home a prize. Early submission will also come with the bonus of lower submission fees. Definitely something to take into consideration if you're thinking about entering into several. Think also, not only do you need a good hook for your movie, you need a good hook for your sizzle to sell your film to the festivals. Just making it on no budget isn't enough of a hook in most cases. So start thinking about what else it could be. Don't forget, I'm not a huge fan of letting people know your budget. If you want to give yourself a sporting chance of a profit with a distributor or a sales agent, all that shooting on a bar of soap stuff is not going to do you any favours. There's no problem with that story coming out later, once the deal is done, once you've been paid, your cast has been paid, and the money's in the bank. Festivals need stuff to sell your film to their audiences. They, as much as you, want your film to be great. They want it to be a success. As with literary agents, football talent scouts, or model spotters, everyone wants to be the person, the organisation that found you first, that put you on the map. You make them look good. So do all you can to live up to that role. Supply the festivals with a smorgasbord to share with their audiences, behind the scenes stuff, poster art, trailers, articles and stories of note, of actors, of specific scenes, of things that went wrong, things that went right. Make it easy for those organisers and they'll love you for it. Be original. Tell your story as well, as honestly, as entertainingly as you can. All these festival panels do is watch movies day in, day out. That can get seriously wearing. It also stands to reason that it's going to take something extraordinary to jolt them out of the catatonic state they disappear into, getting through all the movies they need to wade through. So if you can create something genuinely engaging, surprising, and above all moving in some way, then you're already head and shoulders above the competition. I remember I used to run auditions for drama school when I was at Guildhall. I'd greet the hopefuls at the door, talk to them, keep them engaged, and hopefully help reduce their nerves. I'd then go in with them and be on tap to feed them a line should they end up forgetting their words. Day after day we'd go through batch after batch, I think maybe 40 candidates per day, and every year there were thousands of applicants. Every now and again someone would be okay, would be better than the others in the session, and I'd be a little perplexed that the panel didn't accept them, that they didn't make the grade for a recall. But then you'd see someone who was genuinely great, who really could do it, and you remembered what it was all about, and you realised why the other guy didn't make the cut. Your own bar having been worn away because the standard was so mediocre over an extended period of time, someone average began to look good, began to look appealing. But good panels are just that. They're good at keeping an even keel and knowing exceptional when they see it. Be exceptional, or what's the point? Why are you here? If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.